It's Saturday, June 25th, 2022. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Greetings, VC, and everyone else watching. I'm TC Kirkham, the Kirkham Report, KirkhamReport.com, and I hope that you will enjoy watching my show. We got an update on one of our artists you should know. I have interesting other artists I want you to get to know as part of my shout-out. Update on the Black Box Record Club, and a few other things too, but we're going to kick it off right here with this week's cover story. Have you guys seen this yet? This is ABBA Voyage, the new show that started in London in late May at ABBA Arena in the Queen Elizabeth Park, I think it is, in London. This show is getting rave reviews, and I had forgotten about it until it was reviewed in the Boston Globe this week. Wow, I'm looking at this show and I'm thinking this is just an incredible job they did. Of course, everyone knows that now people are like, well, it's holograms. No, actually, it's not. It's avatars, digital avatars. They've nicknamed them avatars for this one. Ha, ha, ha. Plus a 10-piece live band and 500 lights as part of the show, all projected onto a massive digital screen with two separate digital giant screens at each end. And you don't even know that it's not actually being performed. The depth is there. The movements are there. It seems like ABBA really is back in 1977 doing all their hit songs. But what does this mean for musical acts, and how is technology going to affect the future? Well, this admittedly blowed my mind when I saw this. I thought it was awesome. But I also got to thinking about a few other things and did some research on it, and spurred on by a couple of YouTube websites, I do have some interesting questions that this is going to propose. This is so lifelike, so realistic, you cannot really tell that ABBA is not really 30, 40, 50 years younger and performing live in front of you. The music is all taken from their earlier recordings, augmented by the live band and new motion capture that the band did themselves, and then it was recreated on younger dancers and performers. The show is magnificent, and no doubt is proving to be a very popular attraction in London. But what does it mean for the future? In 2013, there was a movie released in Hollywood called The Congress. The film was about an actress, an aging actress, a temperamental aging actress, played by Robin Wright, who had a terminally ill son, and she was trying to keep him going while also keeping her career going, but she'd gotten to the point where nobody wanted to work with her. And the studio offered her the chance to retire as a very rich woman as long as she signed away her entire digital rights to the studio, so they could make movies with her over and over again. That is a terrifying prospect. If you've never seen The Congress, it's a blend of live action and animation, starring Robin Wright, John Hamm, Cody Smith McPhee, and a number of great actors. It got fairly good reviews. I thought it was a little over long, but it was still a fascinating concept. But what does that mean in the digital age? Can they recreate performers so well that performers who are no longer with us will eventually to be on screen again performing? And what about the greed of the music industry? Are they going to include this as part of their standard contract? If you sign a deal with this, you're signing away your digital rights forever? This is getting to be a very creepy area, and it needs to be reined in by laws, and it needs to be reined in by laws now. I have no problem with the idea of artists doing digital performances and doing digital captures and doing a show like ABBA Voyage, if the artists are still alive and still able to, you know, say, yeah, we can do this, as long as they are following the artist's dictate. Record companies cannot be allowed to put this in their standard contracts, because if they do, it is equal to slavery overall. Really, if you think Prince was talking about being a slave when he changed his name to that symbol in the 1990s, you haven't seen anything yet. Imagine a new up-and-coming TikTok star who signs a deal with a major label, and in that contract, the label specifically implies, not only do you owe us 4 albums in 5 years, you sell to us permanently your digital likeness, and whatever you do with us becomes our property. That is a terrifying prospect. Now, when it's used properly and not abused by the recording industry or the television industry or the film industry, it can be used for something fantastic, like ABBA Voyage. It can be used for something even more fantastic if you were able to suddenly bridge that gap where you could do passed on stars, which Bjorn Ulvaeus, I guess, says it's hard to do because you have to have exact measurements to make it work right. Who's to stop Capitol Records from putting on a Voyage-like show with the Beatles circa 1966, even though John and George are no longer with us and no longer have permission to do that? I think it's great as long as the families are willing to do it, and as long as there's a certain term, like 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And a lot of older performers that are getting up there, I'm looking at you, Mick Jagger, who want to do this and go back to that. That's fantastic as long as they know what they're doing. But what I'm saying is this technology is great and can be used to wonderful ends in the music industry, but we cannot allow it to become a driving point for the industry, where the industry takes advantage of its performers and makes them sign away digital rights they don't have any right to owning, even if the creator or the person says they do. We have to keep it within realistic perspective. There cannot be any crazy stuff going on. There cannot be any margin for error. The artists must maintain the final say and must maintain ownership after they pass away. You know, if they do it when they're in their 50s and then they last until their 90s and they die, then that should automatically stop that digital rights until their family or heirs or estate okays it again. It gets very, very scary. And I don't want to see this industry, this fledgling industry of this happening, be completely perverted by the greed monsters in Hollywood. We have to make sure that there is legislation made and passed, not just in California, but for the entire United States. I'm talking to you, Congress, to make sure artists are not exploited with this new technology. They must maintain their ownership of their own persona at some point, and never can be sold entirely to the industry. Do I sound paranoid? Hell yes, I'm paranoid. This is something that's great and could be an absolute amazing thing, like ABBA's Voyage. It could also be turned into something where studios passing down the legacies and record companies passing down the legacies are running these video shows of a youthful Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber has been dead and buried for 150 years. It is there has to be a certain stopping point. Don't let this get out of control. If you don't, they can make beautiful music together. There just has to be some rules. And that's the cover story for this week. It's that time of the month again, time for the Black Box Record Club arrival. I pre-opened it again this week because, well, last month, as I said, I was very disappointed with the titles I got. Haven't been that terribly enamored with the titles I got in the last 2 or 3 months. And I had decided that if they didn't come back after some tweaking to my account, if they didn't come back up to where they were the first few months I was part of their little club, I was going to drop out of it. I went in and I made some significant changes on the on my profile. I specified what I was interested in. I specified what I wanted a little more tightly. So, did all that right after I got the last batch. How did they do? They hit it out of the ballpark again. 2 fantastic releases that I cannot wait to listen to. I just got these yesterday, so it's going to be a couple of days. This is Michael Whalen, Sacred Spaces. As I told you a couple weeks ago, let me reach up here and grab it. I did just pick up Mr. Whalen's latest CD, Imaginary Trains. And so this was a very definite boost to me. This is his 2020 album on Mindstream Records, released, I believe, through Bandcamp. And I love his stuff. He's got crazy, excellent synthesizers and stuff, and it should be real fun to listen to. There's the back cover, and it is just plain vinyl, black vinyl with a Solstice logo and pictures from him in the studio. I love this guy, and I can't wait to hear this. The other one I got really put a smile on my face, because I love this. I have it digitally. I do not have the CD even. I just bought it on digital, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. But I've loved the music from it since it came out. It was on the radio when I was listening to The Blitz from Columbus, Ohio. This was the big breakthrough album for this gentleman. And this is the 180-gram audiophile vinyl pressing, exclusively remastered for music on vinyl. Joe Satriani, Surfing with the Alien. Love this guy, love this album. Already know I love this album. I have the digital, as I said. Of course, this has some of his biggest, best-known songs on it. And I believe it was originally released in 91? Yeah, 1991. Great music. So, Black Box has pulled their fire, pulled their fat out of the fire with 2 fantastic discs this month. And so I'm going to stay. We'll see what happens. Hopefully these new rules will continue to give me great music. 2 great albums for $44 a month. Can't complain about that. And hopefully they'll continue to do well. Thank you, Black Box, for checking my updated profile, for really looking at what I had to say, for maybe watching my last video with it, and responding, because you did good, kid. and that is this month's Black Box Record Club shipment.
With Spectrum for Hope, we are excited to present the Spectrum Family Hope Award to Jacob and Skylar Velazquez. Jacob and Skylar are the epitome of the Flutie Foundation and the Spectrum for Hope mission as siblings who are both affected by autism. And they are using their voice to impact others and promote respect, inclusion, and opportunity for people with autism.
When both Jacob and Skylar were diagnosed, the first instincts were, what does this mean for them and what does this mean for their future? We began to start nurturing their abilities and the things that we knew that they were capable of doing. That far exceeded our expectations, even at such a young age.
I first became interested in music when I was watching my dad play the piano when I was about 3 years old. I was watching him play, and then the next day I decided I wanted to play that same thing.
I was so pissed I didn't know about this when it happened. I guess I should have been paying attention to my Twitter. We've talked about Jacob Velazquez before. He was one of my first artists you should know. This 14-year-old kid from Florida has been wowing people since the age of 4 with his prowess in music. He is up to, I think, 8 or 9 instruments now, but he started primarily with piano. He also plays guitar. This year, Jacob performed at and was honored to win an award at Doug Flutie's annual Rock and Raise for Autism Bash, or Gala. It was held in Westwood, Massachusetts. Damn it, we could have got there. About 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, back in late May, I believe, and I didn't know it was coming. I would have been there because I adore Jacob. Jacob and his younger sister Sky won the Spectrum Family Award from a group, another autism group that's affiliated with the Doug Flutie Foundation. Sky has been joining him on stage singing with him. She is also on the spectrum. It was discovered a couple years ago. Jacob is just one of the most talented people I've ever seen. At not even 15 yet, he is already rocking the guitar, the piano, the drums, the saxophone, cello, you name it. He's been playing it, harmonica, and he writes his own stuff. He does covers too, but he writes his own stuff, and some of the stuff he's put out has just been amazing. I'm going to have links to several different things for Jacob in the show notes. I really urge you to go check him out, check out his website, check out his own special organization called Unique Different Cool, and it is a very about kids with autism, and particularly Jacob and his sister. There is all kinds of amazing stuff online from him, and I'm determined to make everybody enjoy him. He's also part of a new channel I got up on Spotify. I'll talk about that later in the show. In any case, congratulations, Jacob and Sky, for winning the Spectrum Family Award at this year's Doug Flutie Rock and Raise for Autism Gala in Westwood, Massachusetts. And I really want to see you live one of these days. Hopefully next time you come up this way, I will get that chance. Normally, I wouldn't do a shout out for an album that I've seen on on the shout out area, but I wanted to include this because I want you to go look at his YouTube page as well as listen to his music. And I found him through Professor Steve Carlson. Carlson had him on, had showed this album on his Sunday morning, early morning Sunday show last week, this just last Sunday. And I listened to what I heard from him and immediately fell head over heels in love with this gentleman. He has an amazing talent for guitar and keyboards, and it's all mixed in such a way that, I mean, I can't describe this music. You have to go listen to it. His name is Michael Christensen. This is the album, Galactic Clarity. This is the brand new album. Listen to this whole thing 4 or 5 times on Spotify, not on Spotify, on my digital download, because I got the download for ordering this from Bandcamp, and today, after listening to some of his other stuff, I went and downloaded his entire catalog, so I now own all 7 of his albums. This guy is amazing. I'm a keyboard person, I'm a guitar person, I'm a saxophone person, but that doesn't play into him. But I really like Michael Christensen, and his YouTube channel has some amazing videos set to his music from this album and past albums. It's super easy to get to, and I want you to go check it out. There'll be a link in the show notes. I really don't think that Professor Carlson and I are the only ones in the vinyl community listening to him, because there's all kinds of notes about him in Professor Carlson's last video, all kinds of replies. But I've had a great deal fun talking to Michael back and forth after buying the album, and he sent me a quick note: TC, thanks for buying my album, enjoy the experience, turn it up. Michael, thank you for that, and thank you for the album, and thank you for the wonderful body of music you've given us so far, and I hope you will give us more in the future, because I have not it's been a long time since a couple years, since I have fallen for somebody this hard, this fast. The last one was Daddy Freyr from Iceland, who was the Eurovision representative in 20 and 21, that I just immediately fell for and grabbed everything I could. And you're the next one, and I really hope people will check out your YouTube channel, because I really, really, really love your music. Michael Christensen, there'll be a link to his YouTube in the channel, YouTube channel in the show notes. Use it, watch it, enjoy it. Let it become one with you. You will not regret it. That is this week's shout out. You know, Michael, you and Jacob Velazquez should get together. There'd be some great stuff there. That's going to do it for this week. No out of the box this week, because I didn't get anything like I said last week, and I wanted to say that because I knew I was going to do Michael's thing on my shout out. And so the album arrived this morning, and well, last night, but I wasn't able to pick it up from the office till this morning. And it's just amazing, and I wanted to make sure you knew about it. I do have all kinds of interesting things going on. This is my week off coming up. This room will get done. Everything will be finished. Hopefully by next Saturday you will see the brand new look, and I will be able to do a lot more with it. Please. I have a couple of new things up on the site, on the KirkhamReport.com. 2 brand new Spotify playlists. One of them is called Hit Tracks, which every Friday I will go through and put in 15 to 20 new tracks in it. It's artists I think you should be listening to, ones that you might discover, ones that I love. The last couple of weeks I've included stuff from the American Song Contest and Eurovision, as well as some other stuff I've been listening to. The other channel is Artists You Should Know, music from a number of the different artists I've mentioned on the show, some of them only with 1 or 2 songs that are available, others with 4 or 5. I hope you'll check it out as well. If you're on Spotify, it's easy to find. I'm under TC Kirkham on Spotify, or you can click the players on the sidebar at the KirkhamReport.com, and it will take you over, and you can look through my other mega list of playlists that I haven't been promoting, but I will be in the future because I want people to check them out. Record Store Rewind this week should get some overhauls and actually get done some stuff. I have actually been putting together a template, but I think a lot of it's going to be just done as blog entries to begin with, and then I will move them into templates later, because that's going to be the easiest way to do it, because I have all my stuff. My stuff is from Washington, Ohio, and Massachusetts. Kim's is all from Massachusetts. I have several different states represented by the stuff that Adam from Record Crate and Calico Silver, Jeff, has sent me, and a few other people too. And so hopefully I'll eventually have it divided into country and state and so on. Don't forget, we need this. We need your help to make Record Store Rewind work. You want to know the philosophy behind it, the mindset behind it, check out the website, recordstorerewind.com, and you can go over and check out what I had to say about it and what we're going to do about it. The form will be up this week. I'm almost finished with it, where you can submit stuff, or you can just email me at the address on the page, and we'll make sure it gets going, because record stores of the past, present, and future need their own site so we can educate the future vinyl collectors and music collectors about what they've missed and what they have now. So please check it out, recordstorerewind.com. The Kirkham Report will be preempted next Saturday. I will be doing, from June 30th through July 4th, I will be doing my 10-part miniseries, The Summer of '78. The 2 parts of the show, which will be up next Saturday, will replace the Kirkham Report's normal programming. So I hope you'll check it out. That would probably be, if I'm not mistaken, parts 5 and 6. I'm not sure. In any case, I know you will enjoy this. I'm just putting the final editing touches on the last couple of episodes right now, and I'm really happy with what I came up with, and I hope that you will like it as well. Summer of '78, there will be 2 episodes a day for 5 days, June 30th through July 4th. 100 songs, 6 months, 1 fantastic summer. Please join me. Also, if you haven't heard, I have a t-shirt now. You can get it by following the link on the website notes to my Teespring, or my Spring page, and ordering it there if you would so inclined to do so. It does make me a little money, but I'm not worried about that. I mainly hoping that you will buy it and wear it to help spread the word about this show and my other projects, because I can't last without viewers. And we are coming up getting close to 200, and I hope that you will be watching, because I will be doing a contest in the near future where I will have a t-shirt, one of those t-shirts on the line, along with a couple of other things. So please do. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I hope if you like it, you will subscribe, and you will tell others about that. And don't forget to leave a comment. This has been kind of a weak week for comments. I've had a few, but not as many as I usually do. And I enjoy talking to you and responding to you for all the different projects we have. Don't forget, usually the Kirkham Report can be seen on Saturdays, usually at 4. This is going to be a little bit late this week because of stuff that was going on. Also, the Retro Pop Countdown is Sundays at 4, Influencers Tuesdays at 4, and beginning in July, Rank This on Thursdays at 4. The other stuff I do, as well as some contest entries or vinyl threads or whatever, will be done as special entries, and they'll pop up any day of the week. You can keep watching for that. And don't forget to join me every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, for TC's Daily Obscuria. One quick song, lots of funky notes, and hopefully you'll take 5 minutes out of your time to listen to it, because I enjoy messing with people's heads, and people enjoy it too, and I'm glad that they continue to watch and listen and comment, because without you, I'm nobody. You are the big thing, and that's what you make my show. You make Record Store Rewind. You make my website, thekirkhamreport.com, and everything else, and I really, really appreciate that. Until next time, actually, until summer of '78, well, we'll have a couple other shows this week, but until summer of '78 for this show, I'm TC Kirkham, and I will see you in 2 weeks here for this show, and next weekend, all weekend long, with the summer of '78. Until then, ciao, baby.